Citizen Television.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. Hi, I'm KozMcKev, your host. This is for March 12th, Friday, 2021. Now, looking at the sky today, we see the moon in the constellation of Aquarius. And the part of Aquarius that the moon is in is the lunar mansion in Ashata. But it will later on today go into Purva. But anyhow, Shata is the most Aquarius. It's 1,000 flowers. It's ruled by Rahu, or the north node of the moon. And in sidereal Vedic astrology, there's an association with Aquarius and the north node of the moon. So even though, commonly in Western astrology we'd say, oh yeah, sun's in Pisces, it really isn't. That's only by seasons. It's not by constellation. And the Vedic astrologers are sidereal, and they go by the constellation, what you're looking at in the sky, So that's where we see things, and by the end of the day, it's going to move into this other lunar mansion. You see, before there was the 12 signs of the zodiac, it was a goddess culture, and the moon was supposedly married to these 27 sisters that were wives of the moon, or the wives of the moon, and Shata one of them, and Purva Bhadrapada is the other one that the moon is going to today. And why I mentioned Purva Bhadrapada also is that there's a new moon tonight, early in the morning Saturday at 2:21 a.m. and it is in Purva Bhadrapada, which is ruled by Jupiter, and his ruling deity is a Jakapada, which is like a one-footed goat or one-footed and born one. It's also sometimes thought of as a dancing Shiva. One of the symbols for it is a funeral pyre. And so this is where we begin to have all our old karma get burned up, and we're about to move into the sea of eternity. So it's like 3/4 Aquarius, 1/4 Pisces that it's in. Now, the sun, by the 14th, is going to move into sidereal Pisces. So this is a big week of cosmic shifts. And so that's something worth looking at too. So what we're going to... Everything else, though, is fairly stable. With that, we're going to just go and get ourselves into this here forecast here. So, starting with the good old sign of Aries, and I'm like going, why am I not set up here at Aries? So here we are. Yes, indeed. Greetings, Aries, and welcome to your horoscope. So, what I'd say about this week for you is that this is where the karma all comes down. And the karma is what you've created over this past year. And there's a sense of loss. It's like, what do you need to give up? Because there's a lot of things right now asking you to give up on something. And it's not like give up as far as like give up hope or give up what you want to do. It's actually creating something new. Creating something new that is going to be positive for you. And but it's also paying attention to your sleep, paying attention to institutions like hospitals and prisons and asylums, and like going on a retreat to like a spiritual place. Like, this is a time to kind of meditate. It's not really a time to do a bunch of stuff yet. This is the final week. Now we do have spring equinox, towards the end of the week. And so, Sun will be in your first house by the end of the week. In a way, even by Sunday, you should be feeling some kind of awakening, like it's not all bad anymore. And that's good, and certainly by the 20th, which is on next Saturday, you'll be in a totally different space. But this is kind of the last week of your 12th house transit. All right, we're going to head on over to Taurus territory. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, what I'm seeing for you is, well, we've got Venus in Pisces. That's the 11th house. And the 11th house it could be like an older sister that's helping you out. It can be a nice group of people that you're able to hang out with in a party. Although everybody's, vaccinated and hermetically sealed. Don't you love that image? It's perfectly safe. No. I mean, there'll be some people out there, they'd be on the top of a mountain 100 miles away from anybody, and they'd be hermetically sealed, double masked, and they'd still be afraid. That's okay. Right. I mean, it sells stuff. So Uranus is in the first house. What else is there? Nothing else really right now. And so you're in this 11th house transit this week, which is like, take note of who your friends are. And I mean, we're getting closer by the end of the week. We're getting closer to your 12th house. So you'll have a month to lay low after this week. But you're still reaping some good karma. And this new moon could, boost your social life, your political status, your groups of people you want to hang out with. There even could be some kind of wealth or money come in for you. Okay. All right. So, what else I could have said some more about that, but, here we go. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay, so Venus in Pisces, all these planets in Pisces, all in the 10th house. So there's Venus, there's Neptune, there's the Sun, there's the Moon with this new moon. So this is like a really good time for Gemini to look at, what is my career status? Is there going to be any changes in my career? How can I work with this? Mercury's direct now. I think it's out of the dark place of things. And you should be doing pretty good right now. In fact, how is my little old Mercury doing over there? Well, it is, it's actually going to go into Pisces on the 16th, I believe, or is it the 15th? Yeah, on the 15th. 3:36 p.m., Mercury, boom, goes into Pisces. So it's like even a bigger stellium in Pisces right now. And so, getting that right job, making it work for you, that is a large amount of what is happening right now. So take that into account. And Mars is in Gemini. And so you've got more independence. You've got more of a reason to strike out on your own. There's another thing I want to say is, since most of you Geminis are sidereal Taurus suns, really, like Venus is in combustion right now with, has been in combustion with the Sun. And I mean, it's going to move out of that eventually, later on this week. But, you just guard from, you might be feeling just a little bit burnt out from that. All right. Now we move over into Cancer territory here. Well, greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So, I mean, everything's always based on the moon. Moon in Pisces for Cancer, that's a good sign. It's another water sign. And it rules the 9th house, which is the luckiest house. And it's the house of the guru. It's the house of the teacher. It's the house of any kind of good fortune in your life, some of the good karma you've put out. It's also the house where you're more thirsty for knowledge. You want to travel. You want to learn foreign languages. You want to learn more advanced subjects. All of these things key in and play a role for you in this transit. So in a way, your luck has turned for the better. So if you've had an incredible turnaround, positive luck, let's look at that right now and know that, everything you need is coming. The money's coming in. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to stress. If you need help, ask somebody. All right. Taking it from here. We're in Leo land right now. So greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. So, this is it. Last week, Sun's in Pisces. Last week, Sun's transiting your 8th house. What is the 8th house? 8th house is transformation. 8th house is your relationship with your spouse or your partner. So how do we keep things good? How do we keep things nice? Your partner or spouse might be able to help you. And so it's other people's money and other people's property. So the thing for Leo is don't get caught up in the jealousy. Number one, okay, what other people have. And other people may have more agency or authority, it seems like, and you're like, hey, what about me? I'm Leo, I'm, king of the zodiac, MGM roar there, Lion of Judah, all that kind of cool stuff. But most of you really are pussycats and are sidereal cancers anyhow, so we have to kind of look at the shadow side of ourselves before we really accomplish too much more in this. And so it's this is a time where you might just need to humble yourself a little bit and ask for some help. That's all. That's not so bad, because people actually like you a lot and they want to help you. So it's you're going to have to pull your Leo card and hey, but at the same time, you're going to have to let them do their own thing and not be all control freakish about it, because otherwise you are going to make them unhappy, you're going to be unhappy, you might get into debt at this time, financial stuff. So this is just a little, it's a little 411 for you before it becomes a 911. Okay, well, greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope here. It's this new moon is all about relationships in you. Sometimes the 7th house can mean a new job too, because it's partnerships and contracts. In rare cases, it's open enemies. We want the sun to go down on our life. It's a nice day, you're with a lovely person, and isn't it nice in the night to cozy up to someone and just feel that warmth. That warmth in the darkness, that warmth in the night. Lots of planets in your 7th house, and if what I'm seeing in my own life is indicating of anything, it's there are, many suitors. There's many people that are really interested in you right now. And you're really? This is a shock. Well, hey, come on now. You're doing things right a lot of times, all the healthy herbs and vitamins to take and what to do in this certain situation here. It's there's a lot of different things going on right now. But I'd say overall, you're going to do well. And that you really want peace and you really want to negotiate and you're acting like a sweetheart. And so Mercury moving into your 7th house is just what to say. You're being a sweet talker. And whatever needs to die, let it die. But it's best to just kind of make music, make merry, be your most attractive self. I think that's going to work for you right now. Greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. So for Libra, let me give you the skinny about what's going on right now. So here you are with Venus in your 6th house. So it's a Dustana house. You're not necessarily going to get the best Venetian results from this house, okay? But what you will get from this is this is an opportunity to maybe wear something nice, dress up well, and make it happen, you know. Just make it happen on a good level. You're doing work, and like part of love is service, really, and giving service to others is going to make your karma good. If you want things to be a lot easier come late August, September this coming year, the good works that you do now, those efforts, donating to the poor, volunteer work, hanging out with godly people, meditations, prayers, all those things, they're going to contribute to you doing better. The other thing is watching your health, you know. Even though the weather might be getting a little nicer and the pandemic's going down, still just take care of yourself. You're a little more vulnerable right now. I just want you to have the best of everything. And things at work may cook up. They may change. Greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Scorpio and Pisces do pretty dang good together. For one thing, it's like, Scorpio and Pisces in the tropical zodiac, they both share an intuitive gifts. They're both water signs. They're very creative. Pisces got a big imagination. Scorpio's key phrase is "I create." So there's this really fertile alchemy coming on, and if you were trying to have children, you'd be really fertile right now, and something could happen. Creative projects for you go really good with all these. We've got Neptune, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, all in Pisces. That's a heart house, that fifth house. And so love affairs, love and happiness, your children, what's going on in their lives, all of this is in focus for you, Scorpio. So keep on, nurturing your creative talents, keep nurturing your children, and maybe start a new creative project. Get ready to take it to another level. All right. So, greetings, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. This is, Jupiter is in your 11th house. Okay. But Jupiter's going to get kind of closer to your 12th house. I think it's briefly. And so, but, in the 11th house, it can bring blessings, it can bring money, it can bring wealth. But most of the planets right now are in your 4th house, which is about happiness and home and your mother and older relatives, older parents, your heritage, your history, fixed assets like real estate or a car you're going to sell. All of these things are much more on your plate right now, and that's what I'd be looking at primarily. Jupiter has a fairly good relationship, with the 11th house. It's not bad. I think, good people in high places might come and help you out. So we're like an older brother or an uncle or something could come in, and or just an older friend that's got good mojo come in your life, make things a little better. Interesting. Okay. Greetings, Capricorn. And welcome to your horoscope. So, Pluto, first house, lots of insights. Lots of transformation. I think I've shared this before. I've had people say, "Oh my God, Pluto's going on my first house. Am I going to die?" I'm like, people, I have lived with Pluto in my first house all my life. I'm still here. It's a miracle, I know. They know not everything's perfect, but we're working on making things better. We're working on healing that which is not working for us. So, good things are happening, and we just have to own up to that and keep being consistent in that. So, Capricorn, everything's in the 3rd house. One of the most successful things successful people do is they write things down in the morning, what they're going to accomplish. Like if you write 5 things you want to do, and just give 25 minutes of attention to each one of them, the things you're going to accomplish might just amaze you. So, getting in the habit of writing. I say this to just encourage me to do this too. It's like, okay. So now there's a stellium, and it's in your third house. That's working with your hands. So those of you who are, Western Capricorn, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising, how are you dealing with your creative projects, what you're trying to communicate, your information, what's your relationship like with your neighbors, your siblings, all of these things? What's your basic take on information? Some people think it's as free as can be. I think the reality is that we're not as free as we used to be. We were a much more free country from what I can tell as far as information is concerned 30, 40, 50, probably 50 years ago, because we had the conflict of Vietnam, the civil rights movement, and everyone's conflict pretty open to talking about without embellishing it with an opinion. It was really interesting. Well, now it's just opinion, anger, cancel culture, all this weird stuff, and it's just like, well, I think we're going to get better because we're so mad at each other. I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly, but Capricorn, you keep a cool head. You're going to figure it out. You're going to make it better for all of us. Okay, let's get on over to Aquarius. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. As we're wrapping this thing up rapidly. So Saturn brings limits, brings a sense of frustration in a lot of ways, but it's also, this is your ruling planet. It's slow, kind, and calm, non-reactive wisdom, and it sometimes has to bear unpleasant burdens that we'd rather not be involved with. But we're going to work towards making everything better, every little step we take. This is also a time where a lot of money can come in for Aquarius. Everything is dealing with the second house, which can be finances, it can be resources, it's also family members, or maybe having to have dental work or something involving throat, mouth, face, any of those things. That's the stuff I'd be paying attention to right now. But yeah, it is possible you'll strike it rich. That's what your efforts are towards. Okay. And there's a lot of riches out there. So greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. Welcome. As we're closing this out here, now, got to do it. Back to the Pisces. So you're the one that we're really focused on right now because this is a new moon happening, early tomorrow morning, and in a Jupiter-ruled nakshatra, as well as a Jupiter-ruled sign in Western zodiac, but eventually in both, even in that nakshatra passage. So we're merging, with that consciousness, and we're merging with good fortune, release, ultimate imagination, spiritual discipline. Time for real positive thinking and manifesting. And you're capable of doing this. And you're going to do things a little bit more your way as we get into this week. And so that's the blessing. And so even if, Saturn and Jupiter over there in the 12th house are saying, spiritual discipline and meditation is going to take you to that further place. But you're at the place now, too, where you're about to... people are coming to you. They want your love. They want your wisdom. They want your heart. They want your vision. And you're probably the right person to give it to. So thanks for being with me. We're going to do this again next week on another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host, signing off.